Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's coming? Love has time. Floats one. Watson down. Touchdown, Packers. Golden checks in at wide receiver. He's missed the last 3 games. A speedy rookie. Love loading up. Going deep. Down the field. Has a man. It's caught. Touchdown. Bo Melton.
Get it again.
Play fake. Williams. Looking, throwing, it is caught, touchdown! Play fake, quick throw, Watson with the speed, Christian Watson in a foot race, and he's gonna win it, touchdown Green Bay! 3rd and goal, Theo Bennett in alignment in motion, he gets cut, Williams floats it the other way, it's caught for a touchdown! Colston Loveland on the fake, Williams looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Now live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
There is a new team in first place in the NFC North, and it is the Green Bay Packers, thanks to their 28-21 victory yesterday at Lambeau Field over the Chicago Bears, leading us to a Victory Monday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Before the show even started, people are littering, just coming in on that Carbless Talking text line with Bears still suck. As the Packers are able to beat the Bears. Matt LaFleur now 12-1 against Chicago. Green Bay, number 2 right now in the NFC. And again, this is how tight the NFC is, Chew. The Bears go from number 1 seed in the NFC all the way down to 7 with their loss yesterday. And now the Detroit Lions nipping at their heels for that final wild card spot.
Yeah. It's going to come down to a game in Chicago in 2 weeks, I believe, right? That's a good game. I think we learned a lot about the Bears. I think we learned a little more about the Packers. Stats were pretty even across the board. A boring game. Didn't you think it was terrible first half?
The hell were you watching?
First game was the first half was boring.
You mean other than the explosive plays that the Packers were putting up there?
3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how this game was played.
How long do 3 plays last, Gabe?
Yeah,
Roughly,
I mean,
what? 12 seconds.
That's the dirty secret of the NFL. There's not a lot of action.
Seconds of action.
You could watch. I could go on NFL.com, watch a condensed replay, and it's going to take me 15 minutes. That's the dirty secret of the NFL. There's not a lot of action going on in the course of the 3 hours of the game you're watching.
Well, see, here's the deal. And you get caught up in it a little bit. You're okay before the game, but after the game, my guess is you're still going to say the Bears still suck. And they don't suck, Gabe. They don't suck.
Did you hear me say that? I was just saying that what people on the talking text line were saying. The Bears are a good football team. The Bears are heading in the right direction.
So they answered the question I had for you guys on Friday.
Which was what?
Remember I said, what are you more confident, the Bears are good or the Packers are very good? Are the Bears good?
The Bears are good, yes.
Why do you hesitate, though? I don't understand the hesitation.
Because Caleb Williams again, you want to talk about a boring first half? When your quarterback starts 0 for 7.
Yes, totally agree.
Stinks.
Your guy starts 0 for 7. I still have questions. And he made some spectacular throws. Don't get me wrong, especially on their first touchdown drive of the second half. I mean, he dropped an absolute dime in the bucket while on the run to set up the touchdown to Kmet, and then the touchdown pass to Zacchaeus was poof.
And he was very effective with his feet.
Yeah.
Well, that's his thing. He's
athletic.
He can't stand in a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He refuses to.
Yes.
That's why they ran play action on almost 70% of the plays that were dropped.
And then roll them out.
Because
get him on the move.
Then you add Ben Johnson into the mix, who's a very good coach, and that makes them a good team.
I mean, it's all Ben Johnson right now. They have a good offensive line and Ben Johnson. They can
run the ball. They can run
offensive
the ball.
line.
Yeah, that's why I said good offensive line.
Yep.
Yeah, but I know the path you guys are going down. Just don't go there yet.
What?
It's way too early.
What do you mean? It's way too early?
Because you think they're going to blow them out again in Chicago.
I'm not, dude. We got plenty of time to talk about that game.
Yeah.
Like they've got the Broncos coming up next. Like,
no, I know.
I'm not overlooking that Broncos game.
Yeah.
So, would you say the Packers? So, what?
No, I wouldn't say they're very good. Not yet. I would say they're better than good. I can't make the jump to very good.
Do you think the Broncos are very good?
I think the two are the same.
Because the Packers are favored on the road by 1.5 as we sit here to open up this NFL week.
Where do the Packers have to fall in the Super Bowl odds for you to consider them very good? I haven't looked those up today, but I'm going to soon, and I imagine they're going to be 1, 2, or 3.
You know what I'm waiting for, Joshy? I'm waiting for a 45-point game.
Those just aren't going to happen. It's
No,
Matt LaFleur.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Plus, I mean,
you look at
the only way that happens, by the way, with this schedule, is against the Vikings at the end of the season, which is not going to happen because at that point, again, like that game, like that game, is probably not going to mean a ton for the Packers. More than likely, they're going to be pretty solidly in the playoff field, and they know they can beat the Vikings by just running the football a ton, shortening the game, and kind of resting everybody without resting everybody.
I just look at the Rams and I look at Seattle. Rams scored 45, Seattle scored 37.
But who did they play?
Here we go. They played the same team the Packers did, Arizona.
They played the Bears?
Arizona? Didn't they play the Arizona? Didn't they play the Cardinals game?
Yeah, they did.
They played
You were just bitching about common opponents in football, and they don't give credit. Why aren't you giving credit?
Because Chewy, you're smart enough to know that different matchups mean different things for teams. And ultimately, what I'm talking about, if you're going to talk head-to-head, the only thing that matters is, did you win the game? That's what matters when I'm talking about head-to-head.
We're in style points territory.
Okay, head-to-head, what was the score against Arizona?
The Packers won the game.
By how much?
I don't know, 4 or 5.
Don't even remember.
Oh, my God, the pick and choose that goes on around here.
No, because you're going
consistent.
No,
you're looking for style points.
All of a sudden, you're style points guy. Like, you are doing everything you can to stretch yourself into a pretzel to avoid saying the Packers, despite being the top team right now in the NFC North.
Answer the question today.
Yeah.
The Packers are what?
Packers are very good.
The Bears are good. The Packers are what?
Are very good.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I don't think there's anybody who's great.
All right, rank these three: Seattle, Rams, Packers.
Rams, Packers, Seattle.
Oof. Okay.
You forget that Sam Darnold's over there.
Like, Sam Darnold's, again, those two teams are going to play later, and Sam Darnold's going to throw 3 picks. Like, Sam Darnold just throws interceptions in every big game he's ever played in the NFL, and that has to factor in. Like, every time Sam Darnold, the last 2 years, he's been fantastic outside of big games. He's played in 3 big games, Chew. He played in 1 in Week 18 last year, filled the britches. Mm-hmm. Then they played the playoff game. Lost that by double digits. And then he threw 4 picks this year against the Los Angeles Rams.
So you think they're arrived? You think they're playing to a Super Bowl level right now? Green Bay.
Cusp. Yeah, I would say on the cusp of it. Because with the NFL right now, I have a hard time saying anybody's playing at a Super Bowl level. I think it's all pretty wide open. And the more that the Packers win to give themselves more home games and better, again, on paper, because it doesn't always work out that way depending upon how the seeding works out. But the higher seed that you have, and right now they're the number 2 seed, you're getting better matchups on paper. Or at least that's the theory, right? And putting yourself in that position, and there's still a long way to go.
All right, well, let me ask you a question about the Bears. Finish this question for me. The Bears are better than I thought, about the same? Not as good as I thought?
From when? Before the game?
Before the start of the game.
The Bears are like what I thought they were. They're a fringe playoff team.
So you thought they were good?
Yeah. Did you not listen to me all week stressing out about their run game and what they could potentially do in that to the Packers?
If you called them good. I don't know if you actually said the Bears are good.
What point
I don't
are you
think
trying
you
to
did.
make here?
The point I'm trying to make is you guys think 2 weeks is going to be a layup game, and it ain't going to be a layup game.
We never said that.
I believe I predicted a 27-24 game, big guy. Doesn't look like a layup.
To this game or the last game?
The Bears game. The Bears game, I said Packers win 27-24. I thought it was going to be a tight game. And it was.
Did you, though? I didn't get that feeling.
Because you don't listen.
What?
He almost got you.
But Josh.
If we're being honest, if you listen, I think you got me. If you listen back to that tape, I think you got me.
Then why didn't he come out and say on Friday? He wouldn't give us a score. He would not give us a score.
I didn't give you a score.
I came out on Monday and told you what the score was going to be.
I don't know what you're doing here. Like,
he gave you a score. It was on the graphic. It was there. There's also, like, if we want to actually talk about the game,
that's what I would like to do.
The following games and the ones that are coming up. Like, there were 3 calls in that game that could have blown it wide open for the Packers. The incompletion for the ball that I'm not sure ever hit the ground on the Loveland Evan Williams situation, that could change the game.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was really weird because incompletion it can't be incomplete. It never touched the ground.
Incompletion could have been Evan Williams when he held the ball up for the referee and then it got knocked away.
Like held it out,
completing
2
the
hands.
Process to them. The Luke Musgrave thing to me is just a catch. I know it touched. No. I know it touched the ground, but it didn't meaningfully move in his arms. Like it jostled a little, and then the Nixon. After he got choked by Luther Burden, him getting the flag there, like those are all determining calls that could swing the game wide open. And I've seen catches like Luke Musgraves go the other way. I've seen it with my own eyes.
I mean, the problem with the catch is the NFL doesn't know what it is.
Well, Dontavian Wicks just last week. How is that more of a catch than what we just saw Luke Musgrave do?
The other 2, I'm with you. I didn't think Musgraves was a catch.
Right. What I'm stressing here is it's fine to judge it that way, but Dontavian Wicks had the ball inbounds for less time and less control than Luke Musgrave did. Like, we just saw it happen. So it's hard to predict, like, they decided in that one, despite not really showing us any good evidence besides a split second. Like,
which one came back so quick?
That was the one Matt LaFleur challenged the spot of the...
I don't even know if he ended up using a challenge.
Yeah.
It feels like
they said that he earned the third one, so he did technically.
Okay.
But it was like before commercial break went to break, we knew the answer.
Well, and that's, again, the NFL has a lot of procedural things they need to clean up with the expedited replay, because it seemed like why didn't you just use expedited replay then instead of LaFleur having to use
they
challenge?
need to clean that up in the offseason.
Yeah.
And get that straight.
I've been waiting for them to clean up a catch in the offseason for 20 years at this point, Chew, and I can't imagine that they're actually going to do it. But you can join the conversation, 800-990-3776 on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Again, how you feel about the Packers after they were able to host the Bears, everything on the line, and they come away victorious 28-21. You want Super Bowl odds, Chew?
Yeah.
So the Rams are the favorites at plus 400. The Packers and Seahawks are next at plus 800.
Okay.
Bills are plus 900. Broncos plus 1,000. And the Patriots are plus 1,000. Eagles are also in there at plus 900. But
why do people not like the Patriots? Because they played nobody?
Young quarterback.
Young team.
Waiting for him to implode.
Well, I mean, again, you get in a big playoff situation.
I just think at this point we've seen it so many times with those young quarterbacks who burst onto the scene. They'll get into the playoffs, but when it comes to
they could be very well be the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Right, and they could win a game too. But there's going to be a time where the defensive coordinator on the other side puts Drake May in a pretzel.
Yeah. Which again, I don't think is an insult to the Patriots.
No,
like, these things are as we are witnessing right now with the Packers.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as you know,
I think
you don't get just to run to the front of the line.
I think the bottom line is the point I'm trying to get across is the Bears surprised me.
In this game or just overall this season?
Column A, column B.
I was about to say, I think for you, I think for you, it's more about this season because, again, I'm not looking the rear view guy. I'm not buying into the Bears hype because everyone does it, all preseason. This is the Bears' year. They got their guy. And this is the first year that actually came to fruition. And this Bears team is good because of their coaching staff.
I thought the game went.
And that's what I would say, Gabe. I would say, why are they good? I said their coaching staff is very good.
I don't know about the rest. I don't know enough about the rest of the Bears coaching staff. I know Ben Johnson's a damn good play caller.
Yeah.
And I know he's going to put his guys, even with their limitations, in the best spot to succeed. Like, the way that drive, what was it, like 16, 18 plays, and they just kept running the ball, and then they called the perfect play actions at the perfect time, and guys were making plays. Like, when we talked about Ben Johnson going to the Bears, we universally here were like, that's a problem. That's an issue.
Yeah.
We think that highly of him as a play caller.
I was holding on to hope of, just because you're a really good play caller doesn't mean that you're going to be a good head coach.
Right.
We were just talking about the Patriots. Look at Josh McDaniels.
Yes.
Doing a great job calling plays and being an OC, just couldn't handle the responsibilities of being a head coach. Unfortunately for us, it seems like Ben Johnson is up to that task.
And it seems like the difference between the game we saw yesterday is the Packers have more elite players or more top-level type players, and the Bears have an issue with their quarterback who can't complete passes in like the traditional offense. It has to be a schemed-up special delivery or him making an incredible throw on the run into the tightest of margins. Like, that can work, and it can win in a single game. That's just not sustainable offense and winning.
I just think the best thing for Packer fans is to keep Caleb Williams around.
Yes.
I mean, he'll win a game. I'm talking against the Packers.
Take one
He'll
from
beat the
you.
Packers,
Yeah.
but I think in the long run it'll.
And I really think that the fun part is these two teams get to go head-to-head again in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Seeing it up close in person, I think that Jeff Hafley is going to have a better plan of trying to keep Caleb in the pocket more, even though, again, that's something the Bears scheme, and try to get him rolling out more than – and these offenses like to get the quarterback rolling out from time to time off that play action, but the Bears seemingly do it more than the average team
because he's
would.
more comfortable when he's sprinting to his sideline.
Even though he's not – even though he's not – I mean, again,
he bails way too early all the time.
It's just unbelievable how he can be so accurate at times and be so inaccurate.
He has a sub 55% completion percentage in his last 6 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's really bad. And what you see, though, is him making those incredible, like that one, the first touchdown drive, he made 2 of the best throws I've seen from an opponent. But then
they were the best 2 throws of the game.
Yeah, but then 15 other throws, you're going, what are you doing?
He started 0 for 7. Like his first throw of the game, he overthrew the receiver so much the safety 10 yards behind him jumped and couldn't make a play on the football.
Yeah.
Again, you just don't know what you're going to get with him, and I think that adds a wild card factor to when these two teams play in 2 weeks.
They win weird.
Yeah.
Or they compete weird because they didn't win.
Yeah.
They just compete weird.
I think the game goes a little bit different if the Packers jump out to an earlier lead and are able to get that to 14-17.
If they come out, because I was feeling great after they jumped up 14-3 going into half, knowing that they were getting the football. I thought, okay, if they move, going 3 and out is, but they scored a touchdown between.
Yeah.
But going 3 and out, the first one, is what really killed me.
Yes.
Because much like, and again, they went 3 and out in this game as well, but then they got the turnover off the punt. When the Packers scored against the Vikings, that's what shifted that game.
Yes.
They could have shifted this game had they come out and even put a field goal on the board in that first half.
Well, I could tell you this.
Or excuse me, in the first possession.
You talked about Hafley learning from this game. Dennis Allen, the Bears coordinator.
You think he's going to blitz in 2 weeks? Going to blitz as much?
I don't think he's going to put his safeties on an island because they are stiffs. Holy cow!
I mean, that Bo Melton touchdown, that guy was just there. Just make the play.
That looked so unathletic.
He's unable to, Josh.
Yeah.
It was like, just hit it.
Didn't even come close to making a play. Like, not even close. Not even close to even attempting to make a play.
It was like going for a left-handed layup jumping off your left foot. That's what it looks like, you know?
Wait, something looks weird here. Something looks just a little off. But we do want to continue here on this Victory Monday. We are going to talk more about the Packers, specifically a little about Jordan Love. We do that coming up next. But if you're looking for a new car, truck, or SUV, now is the time to buy, because Ewald Automotive Group's year-end sale is here. They're saying yes to the lowest prices of the year on over 1,500 new and pre-owned vehicles. Yes to 0% financing. Yes to maximum trade values. And yes to no payments until 2026. Ewald's year-end sale now through the year end. Makes sense. Go to ewaldauto.com. Credit on select models. Interest accrues from date of purchase, expires at month end.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We're still seeing some delays westbound 94 coming out of the stadium interchange to Hawley Road, eastbound from 84th Street to Hawley Road. They still have this accident up on the board, westbound 94, just about at Elm Grove Road, but I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm thinking it's probably gone. Southbound on 41, backing up from just before Appleton Avenue all the way down towards Capitol. Northbound's backed up between North Avenue and Burleigh. And a couple of accidents on 94, one on the northbound side, just past Ryan Road off on the right shoulder. Another one also on the northbound side. This one is blocking the left lane before Ryan Road. Milwaukee's most talked about holiday party is coming, the Milwaukee Holiday Gala, hosted by Mayor Cavalier Johnson and Kristen Bry, benefiting Camp Rise and Toys for Tots. Get your tickets today at mkeholidayGala.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly cloudy, a high of 26. Tonight, chance for snow showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 18. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play over 2,000 courses, including that famous one with the green jackets. Book your bay at wisconsinindorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
This fall, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-service beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HD TVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
Diamond stud earrings are the Christmas gift that shines brighter than the tree.
If she already has a pair of natural diamond studs from Kessler's, bring them in and we'll give you 100% of the price you pay.
When you trade them in on a larger pair of diamond stud earrings.
That's been our policy for more than 30 years.
We have diamond studs from $198 up to $40,000.
And we have 0% financing for 18 months with approved credit.
And 0% is a really low interest rate.
Some people say that 0% is the very best interest rate.
Diamond studs always fit perfectly.
They never go out of style.
And you can wear them with anything.
If you want to trade in her old natural diamond studs from Kessler's on some bigger diamond studs from Kessler's,
go ahead and pick up her new ones today.
And you can bring in the old ones after the holidays.
Come to Kessler's.
Bigger is better. And blue diamonds are you diamonds.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
This winter, upgrade your home and your savings with Exterior Pros and Baths. New windows, roofing, siding, or a stunning bath makeover. Get it done now and get $3,000 off your project. That's right, $3,000 back in your pocket during our biggest year-end blowout. Call 262-800-4274 or head to extpros.com. Don't wait. These holiday savings melt away fast. Exterior Pros and Baths. Your home upgraded for the holidays.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But remember he said his birthday?
Yeah.
Maybe we get a little freaky.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, look at our horny little boy. We're so excited. Good for him. Like, everybody's so supportive of Giannis, they just kind of look past it.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It is a Victory Monday. It's brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Victory Monday also brought to you by Callan, from kitchen and bathroom remodels to Infinity by Marvin fiberglass replacement windows. Callan makes your home feel like a win. Request your consultation today. Call Callan.com. Weather also brought to you by National Liquor Mart, 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. Packers victorious over the Chicago Bears 28-21 at Lambeau Field. Packers now in first place in the NFC North. Not going to be easy the rest of the way, but we can certainly enjoy the victory today. And I'll tell you what, Chew, I know we have spent a lot of time talking about this guy since he's been back, but it seems like there's just something every week that he does that makes me go, man, he just continues to grow. And it seems like he's figured it out. And it was Christian Watson once again. First on the big touchdown that he had in the first half, the one that he caught down near the goal line on a big crosser. And he comes back to the football. Like, it's a little detail, Chew, that I don't know if he does in year one or year two. Like, I feel he's going to wait for that one to try to get to him, and the defender might be able to make a play on it if he does. Instead, when the ball's in the air, he adjusts just a little bit to make sure that he's coming back toward that football just a little bit, using his body to shield off the defender and make that a walk-in touchdown for him and the Packers on the slant. I mean, you've been begging for slants.
Yeah.
You have done everything short of calling your contacts inside Lambeau Field, asking them to run slants, and then he cooks a corner on a slant and ends up a 41-yard touchdown on the second one. He's just doing different things every week that, like, you're going, man, this guy just continues to grow.
Yeah, he's growing. Still not the greatest route runner, but what he's doing now is he's winning. If he wins at the line of scrimmage and you're playing him man, you're not going to catch him.
Toast.
You know?
He hit like 21.5 miles per hour on that sprint.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, I have no idea what the hell the Bears
He tore his ACL in 2025.
Yeah.
It's the same calendar year.
Yeah, no, that was huge. Beat him right at the line, and you got no chance. That's why I was saying earlier, Dennis Allen, I'm sure he's not going to put their corners or nickels, whoever that was, in that situation again. But he is, he's growing. He's definitely growing. And you can see what a weapon he can be. LaFleur's just got to find this combination. I don't think he's found it yet on who he wants on the field in a three-receiver set.
Well, I
Dobbs, you know, we talked about Dobbs, and we've come to the agreement. He is what he is, but he only had 2 targets with no catches yesterday. I don't know.
I mean, part of it yesterday was, and it was confusing while it happened, and then Matt LaFleur in his postgame press conference let everybody know that Dontavian Wicks was dealing with an ankle injury, which is why he only played 6 snaps in the game yesterday. Because
Bo snaps runs 3 routes.
Yeah. Like, why is Bo Melton in the game so much?
Golden also is clearly still not there.
Yeah, because he only played 5. Yeah, he played 5 snaps.
I mean, I'd just like to see the combination of Wicks, Reed, and Watson.
I think that's...
Because I was surprised right away, right out of the gate, they got Reed involved.
So I wasn't that surprised, too, for the first play. Like, I feel that's just hey, you're back. Let's just get you this easy little completion. But then they just kept feeding him the football. They just kept giving it to him. It wasn't just like, okay, we got this one play out of the way. Now let's go and do whatever else.
I do think there's a degree of he was probably healthier earlier in his 21-day window, and then they were just out of abundance of caution bringing him back slowly. And the way the schedule was set up didn't really give him much practice time.
If they didn't play on Thanksgiving, my guess is he would have played that Sunday because you would have gone through like a regular week of practice.
He still needs a little more time to get his feet underneath him.
Well,
so
he's again, you go 12 weeks in the middle of a season, without playing football. Yeah, I think that's expected.
But his usefulness showed me that he's clearly far enough along the progression point where we can expect a lot more from him in the near future.
Yeah.
Join the conversation, 800-990-3776 on the Carblos Talking text line. Tyler chiming in saying 2 plays that stood out to him. Heads-up play where Melton intentionally took a PI call to save a pick, which I think is like the first pass breakup Bo Melton's had all year.
It is, yes, correct.
And then Engabare blowing up a 3rd and 1. And I want to talk about that just very briefly because a friend of mine, Chris Carlin, who was on the call yesterday, works for ESPN Radio. He's doing his New York show here in Milwaukee today. He was on the call yesterday, so we're going to talk to Chris Carlin here in just a moment. But that Engabare, he blew up the 3rd and 1 that led to the 4th and 1. But the Engabare sack is what I want to talk about. Because Engabare gets home on a sack chew. I don't know if you noticed it, but I know Josh did because he texted about it. Micah Parsons, first of all, flushed Caleb Williams where he had to step up in the pocket. Mm-hmm. And he's also the reason that Engabare was open because Micah Parsons beat his guy, the guard, and then somehow out of the corner of his eye sees the tackle, gives him a shove in the back, so then he kind of sets a pick, freeing Engabare loose as Parsons gets to the quarterback, and then the quarterback and then Williams steps up into the hands of Engabare. I haven't seen a pass rusher. Maybe that happens more than I know, Chew, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if I've ever seen a pass rusher do that. It just, once again, even though Micah Parsons did not have a sack yesterday, you're seeing the impact that he has on the other pass rushers around him.
Yeah, he's smart. He's a very smart player. What you get in that instance is you'll see a D end or a D interior D lineman hold an offensive lineman to keep them from getting to Engabare. But that was just smart, pushing him in the back.
What made it unique to me is you see the stunts and stuff up front, and it's clearly part of the design.
Yeah,
it was just Caleb after beating his man and the tackle already being 6 steps into his pass set. He just shoves him in the back, and it's not a huge shove.
But it just throws him off balance enough where he can't recover.
Right, and then, as you know, with how good these end up, even J.J. Enagbare, who's now he's the 2nd best pass rusher on the Packers team.
I was just going to say.
Wow. Still firing shots.
At this point in the year, is he better than Gary?
Yes. They're playing
more
exactly the amount of snaps.
It's just what Josh just said.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I mean, I think so. I mean, did you see Gary quit on that when he was chasing down Caleb? Just stopped running.
I did not notice that, no.
You can find it because everyone said, well, what's going on here? Enagbare just looks better, faster, and he's getting to the quarterback better. I mean, when was the last time Rashawn Gary impacted a play?
He had one quarterback hit.
Yeah, you know how that happened too?
Yeah.
What did Micah do? Unblocked.
Yeah. In the NFL.
I was about to say, what did Micah do?
Yeah.
All right, our guy, Chris Carlin, he is here. He is going to be joining us next here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. He was on the call yesterday on the Packers-Bears. Chris Carlin joins us next on a Victory Monday.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Couple of accidents on 94 heading northbound. One of them just before Drexel, off on the right shoulder. And then we've got another one before that, just before Ryan Road. The left lane is blocked with a crash there. So delays stretching pretty much all the way back to Oakwood Road. So that's something to keep in mind. Southbound on 41, backing up from Appleton Avenue down to about Capitol Drive. The northbound side slowing between North Avenue and Burleigh. We've also got a broken down vehicle southbound 43 at North Avenue. The center lane is blocked with this, so watch out for that. Folks are kind of trying to swerve around this thing. Traffic is brought to you by Life Navigators Soap and Suds Drive. Your donation of body wash, hand soap, or laundry pods will help local kids and adults with disabilities stay healthy all year. Learn more at lifenavigators.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly cloudy, a high of 26. Tonight, chance of snow showers, mostly cloudy with a low of 18. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
The Packers moved into first place in the NFC North with a 28-21 win over the Bears at Lambeau Field. Jordan Love threw for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns, including 2 to Christian Watson, while Josh Jacobs capped off a late 65-yard scoring drive with a rushing touchdown. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur after the game.
We knew that it was going to be a tough challenge, and it was exactly that. It took a full 60 minutes, and we're fortunate that we made a play when we needed to at the end of the game, but it was a back-and-forth battle, particularly in that second half.
The Packers improved to 9-3-1 and will head to Denver to take on the Broncos next week.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Need to find that perfect home? Don't sell. Upgrade with a home equity loan. Renovate that kitchen. Retile that bath. You choose the fixtures. Let us do the math. Tri-City National Bank. Equal housing lender. NMLS 433891.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Welcome to Jackpot Land. This fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month. And earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the win. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel neglected or unloved? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Hey, everyone who I let try borscht likes it. They don't love it. But it's a liver.
What an endorsement.
This is your
but hold on.
Yeah, like, guys, good luck. I don't even have to talk anymore.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It is a Victory Monday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Packers defeating the Bears 28-21. And a guy who was on the call nationally on the radio yesterday, you catch him on ESPN New York. Heck, if you listen to ESPN Radio, I'm sure you're going to hear him calling some games over the bowl season, NFL games. He does it all. Our buddy Chris Carlin. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, brother? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Thanks for having me in. This is awesome. This is a great setup.
Yeah.
I got lost. This place is so big.
Not the only one that's happened to. Q Myers was here over the NFL draft, and he kind of got lost in the hallways here at GKB Milwaukee.
I mean, I'm an idiot to begin with, Chewy, so this is no big surprise.
Join the club. You'll feel right at home here, Chris. Chris, what was your takeaway from the game? I think the thing that surprised me the most, because I didn't know what the Bears were, I think I can say today the Bears are good. They're good.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of why they're good is because their coaching staff is very good.
They are an exceptionally well-coached team. That comes out of it. The fact that they're down 14-3, that game could have gotten out of hand earlier in the second half, and they didn't let it. They came out, they responded, they had answers offensively. I thought Philadelphia for them the week before was more about Philadelphia than it was necessarily about the Bears. When you get run over for 300 yards, I don't care who it is. Like, that's more about you and your defense. Yesterday, I thought the Bears actually responded pretty well. But what really impressed me about the Packers is you came right back with haymakers yourself. Like, every time that they were there, they came right back down the field and delivered a blow themselves. And I think it says more that the Bears are a good team, yes, but the Packers beat a good team yesterday, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So with Jordan Love, you mentioned bouncing back throws. He's only thrown 4 picks this year, but it seems like all 4 have been like, wait, what the hell were you looking at there?
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking on the first one.
And so he throws the interception yesterday. But again, he's only done it 4 times this year, so that's still a low number. But what does it say about him that he's able to bounce back, throw the 3 touchdowns that he did?
The number now is, if I'm not mistaken, week 11 and later in his career, it's now 37 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Are you familiar with Jordan Love and Toyotathon?
I'm not familiar with the Toyotathon part.
Oh, yeah. So week 11 coincides. I don't know who figured this out.
Right.
But it became...
Just a person on Twitter. That started this whole thing.
So it started his first year. They started calling Jordan Love a Toyotathon merchant because his great numbers, as you mentioned, started lining up when, for whatever reason, Toyotathon starts.
Oh, my God.
And now that has launched into, he has a partnership with Toyotathon, and they were sending out cards with a game-worn Christmas sweater that Jordan Love had and had autographed. Like, it's turned into a whole thing, Jordan Love and Toyotathon.
I hope whoever that dude is getting a slice of that money. I know he's not, but I mean, that seems unjust.
At least get one of the cards, right?
Yeah, and that's absurd that you play that well that much later in the year, but man, it's a trait that you want. It's a trait that you want in the absolute worst way, because nationally, and I think you guys know this, there were still are a lot of questions about Jordan Love and what he is, but when you see him day to day like you guys have, you understand that for whatever reason, he gets off to these slower starts, but, man, to be able to pick it up when it matters the most is what matters to me.
My takeaway with the Packers, though, because, I posed a question last week to the group here, and I said, going into this game, are you more confident that the Bears are good or Packers are very good? I don't think I can call the Packers very good yet, just from the stance I look at Seattle and I look at the Rams, who put up monster points. The Packers are all in that 28 total when they play an opponent. That's the only reason. I think there's a couple things. I don't want Philly coming here.
Right.
And I don't want to go to Seattle.
I think this is it for Philly, though, Chewy.
You think so?
I think, listen, I've worked in that market, so I talked to a lot of people still down there. And, it seems like every year they needed some drama, and it's always been stupid drama, and the drama tends to be getting dumber by the moment. And even though Brandon Graham came back, they have been missing some of that leadership. Even though what happened last year happened, I think the Packers are better. I really do. I think the Packers and the Rams are the 2 best teams. I'm still not buying in 100%, although Smith and Jigba's had an amazing season in Seattle. Darnold will not have me until he's winning playoff games. He just won't. And as far as the Packers are concerned, I am a huge believer in this defense. We were just talking off the air. Jeff Hafley's going to get a head coaching opportunity this offseason. And yesterday wasn't even one of his best games. But, again, they come up with plays when they need to. And I really like that. And listen, that last play Nixon was ready for, because it's the same play they ran last week against Philadelphia. And, by the way, you guys should be sending Caleb Williams a Christmas card for not running and getting the first down. Because
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
If he just ran, they get the first down, and the game's still going.
Do we know what he is, Caleb Williams?
I see throws that are sailed yesterday at times. I see throws that are outstanding yesterday at times. The sidearm throw that he threw for the touchdown to Zacchaeus. Now, granted, it went through the hands of the DB in front of him, but still, I thought it was a pretty good throw. I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. And I think it's really interesting to watch him late in the season, now that team has had a lot of success. 58% going into yesterday, and you see why people are talking about that. Although I will say, he threw better on the run yesterday than I expected. because I expected that, those were going to be where his main issues were, and that's not what the case was.
Chris Carlin was on the call yesterday on the radio side for Packers and Bears. Again, catch him. Number of different games on ESPN Radio the rest of this month of December. What's it like watching Micah Parsons live and in person? Just the one thing that I have not done for the Packers this season. And he didn't have a sack yesterday, but he's still everywhere.
It's not just that. It's the influence that he has that allows to open up for Rashawn Gary as well. Because it felt like at times Gary was chasing it down more, but they were just absolutely doing everything they could to do anything to Micah Parsons, and they couldn't do it. And I have to tell you, I hate the Cowboys so much that it's awesome to be able to watch him and like stomach it. But he is just such a dominant force. Oh my Lord, that was such a trade that was so incredibly worth it in so many ways. And look, we can talk about Hafley and we can talk about all the other things. The Packers have had, in my estimation, pretty good defensive players for a while, but this just took it to a whole nother level.
Chris, what's your take on Detroit? Which direction will they go in?
I don't have a lot of faith. Detroit's defense over the years. Not that we were kind of sold a bill of goods in New York with Aaron Glenn, but their defense was never spectacular. He was just kind of seen more as a real good leader, but I don't think it's great. I don't think it's great. I think the Packers are by far the best team in the division. And what does it say about the entire situation that the Bears go from the 1st seed to the 7th seed by losing that game yesterday?
That's crazy.
Well, that's the follow-up here as we talk with Chris Carlin. The NFL just seems as wide open as I can ever remember it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the Chiefs lose again.
Yep.
They might... Again, I'm not going to bury them yet because I want to make sure that
we keep saying that, though, man. I don't know. That looked pretty crappy last night.
They were bad last night. But again, I want to make sure that they're eliminated and then wait a week before they're actually dead.
Okay.
Before declaring them
now, listen,
dead.
I'm a show-me-the-body guy.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to that team. Yeah. The Ravens lost yesterday. Like, these teams that we thought were going to be at the top of the NFL all the way back in August just aren't there right now.
Yeah.
And the teams that are now at the top... Yeah, I think maybe you probably have some faith in the Rams because we've seen Stafford do it before. Davante Adams has been such a good player. That defense looks really good. But I don't know how much faith you have on top of the AFC either with a young team in New England and then the Broncos doing it basically with their defense.
I have no idea. New England, if you look at what the strength of their record is, the winning percentage of their opponents this year is under 400. Like, that's how bad the teams have been that they've been beating. So I don't know what they are yet. And the Broncos, I've seen them a couple of times in person in addition to whatever. Bo Nix is...
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, it's just, I can't get into it. Like, he's a guy. The defense is very good, but I guess that when I look around right now, the things that have me feeling good are the teams that have the really good coaches, and obviously Sean Payton's one of them. I cannot tell you who is coming out of the AFC right now. I cannot for the life of me. If you told me that the Packers were coming out of the NFC, I'd completely believe that. I would expect it, frankly, at this point.
What about Buffalo?
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Chewy, you know what this feels like? It feels like what we're kind of seeing with Mahomes. It feels like the end of the first window that's open in his career. And he will have a second one, but they will have to rebuild it around him. And I think that's up with Josh Allen. I do not have faith in the Bills' defense. Listen, and I know it's Joe Burrow, okay? But if you have to come back like that at home against the Bengals, what are we doing? The Bengals can't stop anybody. They can't stop anybody. It takes that kind of Herculean effort? Come on. No, I'm not buying that crap. Come on.
Chris, just real quick, because I know we're up against it. What were your feelings on Notre Dame being left out of the CFP?
Well, here's the problem. I'm Irish Catholic, and I hate Notre Dame.
I'm right. I'm a BC guy. I hate them more than you.
And by the way, I know being a BC guy, bless you, my son. But honestly, if you're Notre Dame, beat Miami, and we're not talking about it today. That's all there is to it. And I understand what you're talking about. Here's what it is. You thought you were so good. Problem with Notre Dame is they think they're Notre Dame. And when they do, and they're not in a conference, that's why they're not in today. If they were in a conference, they would be in today, because the strength of schedule versus Alabama's, it's just not close. It's not close, and I'm sorry that they feel like they got hosed. If you want to complain about anything, complain about the process leading up to it, but the result was right.
Chris, appreciate you jumping on with us. Have a good show, and look forward to hearing you again all throughout the month of December on ESPN Radio.
I need some breakfast. What's going on here?
That's not my responsibility.
No, I know, but
usually Jen brings in
That's
like a
Jen,
bunch of she brings in like this whole like breakfast for herself every morning, but no.
But she usually drops it in the parking garage on the ground and then brings it in. So tread lightly.
Appreciate you, my
Thanks for
friend.
having me, boys.
Chris Carlin joining us here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Do want to tell you about our friends over at the Jewelry Center, because, of course, that's where I went. Dean, the dancing machine over there, he is going to make sure that if you want to get that diamond engagement ring, especially this time of year, that it's going to be right. Again, I had an idea what my now wife was looking for in a ring. Maybe you don't. Go to her Pinterest board, see if she's got anything there, bring that in, and the helpful team at the Jewelry Center always going to point you in the right direction, whether it's a naturally mined diamond, lab-grown diamond, whatever you're in the market for. When it comes to that engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has you covered. Check out the inventory at any one of the 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, or online at shoptjc.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for the early gift for the basketball fan on your list? This holiday season, Fiserv Forum brings the heat with the Milwaukee Hoop Showdown. Friday, December 19th, the Wisconsin Badgers versus Villanova at 7 p.m. But first, UW Milwaukee takes on South Dakota State at 4. 2 big games, 1 electric night, all under one roof. Check off that holiday list to get your tickets now at FiservForum.com/showdown. The Badgers headline the action on Friday, December 19th, and you don't want to miss it. Visit FiservForum.com/showdown.
The president of James Imaging Systems, Tom Tegeter.
As I reflect on the 2025 performance of the James Imaging Systems team, I'm inspired by their power of action, reliable follow-through, and ability to consistently connect with our clients. So thank you for helping our clients grow, profit, and thrive. In addition, I'm humbled by the trust our clients place in the James Imaging Systems expertise to help them succeed, now and in the years to come. As your local business technology partner, I extend my appreciation and gratitude for your ongoing loyalty. Looking forward, I feel that as individuals and as a community, if we display the power of positive action and authentically strive to find common ground, then our local communities will be stronger and our family connections will be secure and enduring. To everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless America.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
St. Nick meets St. Kate. The holidays are in full swing at St. Kate the Arts Hotel, where every celebration shines a little brighter. Browse unique gifts at the holiday marketplace, gather for unforgettable Christmas Eve and Christmas Day dining, and of course, don't miss Brunch with Santa, a family favorite filled with joy, treats, and holiday magic. Celebrate the season at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Visit stkatearts.com/holidays for all the details.
Did you forget the first day of school is this week and little Nancy still needs her name embroidered on her backpack? Or the company shirts are due now, not next week? Maybe the boss just declared Steve's retirement party is today and the shirts are mandatory? Whatever the rush, Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more in Mequon has got you covered. With fast turnarounds, no minimums, eco-friendly printing, and high-quality custom apparel, Big Frog brings your custom ideas to life fast. Stop by Big Frog in Mequon or visit bigfrog.com/Mequon. Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more, where your ideas leap to life.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's 4 walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Brighten up your home, workplace, or event with flowers and trust Welke's Milwaukee Florist to be your local florist. Welke's is family owned and has delivered beauty for customers and businesses for well over 100 years. Join Welke's flower subscription so your home is always fresh, or discover the benefits of creating a corporate account and leave the work to them. Welke's Milwaukee Florist has locations in Elm Grove and at 56th and North in Milwaukee. Go to welkes.com, that's WELKES.com for more info and to place an order.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So overrated.
Come on, his head is a pumpkin.
Yeah, he's so right. Chewy's never been more right about anything.
Chewy was right. Yeah. Holy, Chewy was right.
Yeah. Imagine the helmet on that dome. It'd be the first 8.5 size. What the?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Join the show on the Cardinals Talking text line, 800-990-3776. That's what Kyle from the 262 does. Chew, he wants to know, did you watch the Loveland touchdown? And he wanted to know if that's the play that you invented for a TD.
The throwback, yeah, that's kind of part of it. Yeah.
Okay.
But mine wasn't. They've been doing that for a while, probably before I screwed up. Mine was more in the field.
Oh, okay. So yours is more not a goal line play. It's more middle of the field.
They also did something there interesting where they brought him through the C gap. So he got lost in the offensive line. That was sort of where we've seen like Puka Nacua do it with the Rams.
Well, he's a little bit smaller. Easier for a smaller body like that to kind of sneak in through some small spaces.
The reason you lose him is because, he looks like he's not going to go out for a pass.
Well, it's funny because Brady called out Loveland, I think, on the other goal line for not knowing what the hell he was doing. You guys remember that play?
Yes.
And I still think they scored on it, though, even though he didn't block anyone. The guy he was supposed to block was right in the hole.
From my understanding, it seemed I heard some and saw some good. Was Tom Brady good yesterday?
He's improved.
He just stopped trying to be too perfect. You know what I mean?
He talks a little too much.
Okay.
But he's much better than what he was last year. That is clear.
Because it's just funny because that crew's done the last two Packer games.
Yes.
The one on Thanksgiving. Yeah. There's a lot of noise going on, so you're watching the game, you can't really hear it. And then yesterday I was doing primetime on ESPN Radio, so I don't really hear the game broadcast. You're watching, paying attention, updating everyone, but I can't hear him. But it looked like people really seem to enjoy his explanation of because he had like the jacket on of, hey, this is what I do with the cold hand. Yeah. This is how I did it in terms of dealing with the cold weather.
Yeah. Although I was watching the game with my son Dyson, and I dropped a few. Shut up, Brady. You sound like an idiot. So I did drop about 4 of those.
I think that's also just classic announcer stuff.
Is it?
And I think also the reason you get that way is it feels like he's taking up too much time. As much as he's Tom Brady, you want him to be on there, it's like, all right, come on.
Here's another thing. Do they not talk negatively enough about players?
No, that's classic. That happens all around.
See, I feel like Greg Olson's the best. But again, he's not going to trash a player.
Yes.
But Olson does a good job of kind of threading the needle of, yes, like you said, kind of leading you to that conclusion without him saying it himself. If that makes sense.
Like they should have been, and I really don't remember it, but they should have been calling Caleb Williams out for the last throw of the game. I mean, how dumb are you? You have a 6'6" tight end against a 6-foot DB. You put the ball in one place, and you err on the side of throwing it over his head instead of underthrowing it. Right?
Well, and I've lost it now on the Car Blues Talking text line. Somebody brought up, because we were singing the praises of Ben Johnson. I have no idea why they decided to go play action there.
Yeah.
I understood you just got stopped on 3rd and 1, but they were ramming it down the Packers' throat, running the football in the second half.
To be fair to Ben Johnson on that, and they ran it again, and clearly that timeout was called because Jeff Hafley or someone on the staff said, hey, we talked about this play. They're going to try and get it to Kmet here, and Keyshawn Nixon went and made a play. But DJ Moore was open. If he would have just looked back into the flat more there, and probably leads to a touchdown. Also, Caleb could have probably gotten it with his legs.
All right, hold on.
God, you're just a Ben Johnson defender.
I mean,
no. Who, me or Josh?
He's good.
Josh.
Yeah, no, he's good. You see the flow. He had one.
I just once want to hear Josh say something that good about Matt LaFleur. That's all I want.
Matt was pretty good.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Does a Dunze make a difference? And the only reason I'm bringing this up, and I really don't think he does, it's like if the Packers lose a receiver, it's not a big deal. They've got so many guys to plug in.
Dunze is clearly their best receiver.
Yeah.
But, like, the throw to Devin Duvernay, like, you can't – like, if that ends up being a Dunze instead, nothing changes.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? I think a Dunze does make a difference, and maybe there's a couple of different things they can run with him.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much of a difference it would have made yesterday because there were guys like Zacchaeus making play. Like, the guys that are behind him stepped up to make some plays.
A Dunze to me is on the Christian Watson spectrum of very good player who can make really impressive plays, but is very inconsistent and has moments where you go, well, why did you just run out of bounds before catching the ball? You could have just stopped. Like he has some inconsistencies in his game where, like, I don't know if he makes that Duvernay catch because sometimes when the incredible stuff needs to happen, you really need a play. He's known to drop those.
Yeah.
As good as he is, and as good as he's looked at times, he has I compare him really favorably to Christian Watson. He might be very good eventually, just not there yet.
Yeah, he just needs to do a little bit more learning, a little bit more growing. We continue to dive into the Packers win over the Chicago Bears on a Victory Monday. In 2 minutes, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 43 backing up from just before Silver Spring, pretty much all the way down to about North Avenue. There is a broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder right now that's still being worked on. The northbound side, we are seeing some delays coming out right around the North Avenue curve. We've also got westbound 94 slowing down from 27th Street to Hawley Road. Eastbound's backed up from the Zoo interchange to Hawley. And we've also got northbound 894 slowing down between Beloit Road and National Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Racine Danish Kringles. They have the perfect gift idea for you, a holiday design gift box filled with all your favorite Kringle flavors. Go to kringle.com or call 800-4DANISH to order. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly cloudy, a high of 26. Tonight, chance for snow showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 18. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
So many of our youth carry unimaginable burdens. Anger, depression, even thoughts of suicide. At Rawhide Youth Services, we recognize their pain. We help them find hope and healing. For those that need a second chance at life, we refuse to give up on them. Please be a part of our life-saving work. When you donate your used vehicle to Rawhide, you're helping change the lives of countless youth in our communities. Donate today and get a $100 Quick Trip gift card. Learn more at rawhide.org/donate.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What's coming? Love has time. Floats one. Watson down. No! Touchdown, Packers. Golden checks in at wide receiver. He's missed the last 3 games. A speedy rookie. Love loading up. Going deep. Down the field. Has a man. It's caught. Touchdown, Bo Melton. Got it again. Play fake. Williams. Looking, throwing, it is caught, touchdown! Play fake, quick throw, Watson with the speed, Christian Watson in a foot race, and he's gonna win it, touchdown Green Bay! 3rd and goal, Theo Bennett in alignment in motion, he gets cut, Williams floats it the other way, it's caught for a touchdown! Colston Loveland on the fake. Williams looking, throwing, it is intercepted! Keyshawn Nixon and the Packers will win it!
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Now live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
It is a Victory Monday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Packers victorious over the Chicago Bears, 28-21. Packers now find themselves in first place in the NFC North, second seed overall in the NFC. Join the conversation, 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talk and Text line where we find Thomas in Chicago. Thomas, you're on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks, Gabe. Thanks for taking my call. A win's a win. Love it, especially in the cold. You could tell, I think they said, like, Parsons' coldest game. And I was just curious, from the splits between the first half and the second half, is it just as simple as the 3 and outs just was brutal for the defense, and that's why they kind of let the Bears back in? Or is this just the Bears are good? And, like, is that just – and in the second half, is it because Matt LaFleur just got conservative with the play calling and did his usual, wanted to drain the clocks? And then my second point is, what do you guys do with the whole, like, Keyshawn Nixon? I know it's easy to point the finger at Burden, but that drive did cost us a touchdown. So those were my 2 thoughts.
Yeah, so first and foremost, I don't think that LaFleur got conservative, and I don't think – because I heard this on Green Bay game night last night as well, as when I was driving back from Green Bay last night, Chew, of the idea of, well, they had these 3 and outs, and that's why the defense got tired. The first 3 and out was to start the second half. So the defense should have been rested coming out of halftime. And then they had the second 3 and out at the end of the third quarter. I don't think LaFleur got conservative. One of those plays in the first 3 and out was the offensive pass interference penalty on Bo Melton.
Yeah.
So he was trying to push the ball down the field there. Jordan Love was trying to push down the field there.
It wasn't conservative. It's just the offense needs to do more to help out the defense and not allow those.
They need to execute better.
Yes.
Need to execute better. The second 3 and out was 3 straight passes.
Yeah.
It's not like they just went run. All right, we got to pick up a 3rd and 7 now. No, they tried to throw the football, and the offense just did not execute in those moments. It also didn't help that one of the touchdown drives that they had only took 2 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. And again, I am not going to ever complain about scoring and how fast you score, but I'm sure that certainly factored in to the lopsided time of possession in the second half.
That second touchdown they scored, you could see the guys on defense, like, visibly were gassed.
Well, again, so you take a look. The Bears had a 10-play, 64-yard drive, 5 minutes, 36 seconds. The touchdown drive was 17 plays, 83 yards, 8:32.
Yeah.
That tied it up at 21. It's a long drive.
The caller answered his own question. Look, the Bears are good. And what makes them good is the coaching staff. They're not as deep. They don't have the explosiveness as the Packers, but he knows the combination offensively to make these guys succeed. And he did it yesterday. That's why I guess I was anticipating the Bears to be fine.
Well, and again, Chew, to show the fight that they did in the second half, again, I think that's coaching staff. Because we saw, well, I mean, I don't know if the Vikings gave up just as much as their quarterback play was terrible, but you're starting to see, and they've played well yesterday against a bad Washington team that's beat up now, and Jaden Daniels gets hurt once again. But, I mean, there are a lot of teams, I think, in that situation, down 14-3, cold weather, that would pack it up in that second half, and the Bears did not, and which is a credit to them and certainly a credit to coaching staff. His second question was about Keyshawn?
Well, let me tell you what happens in this instance, all right? Because it doesn't just happen to Keyshawn. Refs know that he runs his mouth.
Yeah.
He runs his mouth. So before the game, the coaches, and I'm sure the head coach, meets with the head official, and sometimes he explains. Like if we had a gadget play, you explain it to the referee before the game.
So know.
When he sees it, he's not, what the hell, you know? That they walk them through that. Now
this
they
looks
do that
different. It must be illegal. I have to throw a flag.
Yes. They do that for individual players, too. Like, for instance, a tackle likes to cheat and be back on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So the head coach will go, hey, 75, their left tackle, will be in the backfield sometimes. I want to alert you to it. And I'm sure that, hey, 25 runs his mouth all game long.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, even before the game started, they're alerted to that kind of thing. You know, and I didn't think it was a great call because he really didn't do much. But then again, there's certain things you cannot say, and that might have caused the flag. But I'm just saying, Keyshawn brings it upon himself a little bit in being a trash talker.
Yeah, but, Chewy, you have talked about playing the game in a mental space where you're tiptoeing up to the line of being out of control. Like, that's how you have to play
Correct.
NFL football.
Yeah.
So when you're in that headspace and somebody grabs for your neck.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Which, by the way, on the replay, happened in front of the official.
I know. I know.
Like,
But that's
and honestly, Chew, that has changed my outlook on so many of these things. Like when the second guy gets caught, it stinks. It sucks. You're putting your team in a bad spot.
Yeah.
But it also has helped me understand as a fan, like when you're in that headspace and something like that happens, it is so impressive when they don't retaliate, in my mind. And again, if you are up against the line of playing out of control and somebody grabs for your neck, I can understand how that's going to initiate a response from you.
Also, what Keyshawn did there was try and get his arm off his neck. He didn't throw a punch at his head.
Yes.
He tried to get his arm off his neck, which was precipitated by Luther Burden, who also has a reputation of doing not-so-savory things on the field.
Yeah.
He's a young player and doesn't have the history of Nixon, but he's very much the same guy.
When that gets reviewed by the league, I would be shocked if Keyshawn's the one who has to serve, who ends up paying a fine.
But I'm just saying, they alert referees to that stuff before the game. Look, Frank, dirtiest, I think 2 years in a row, dirtiest player in the league. You know how he is? Sports Illustrated comes out with it. You know? Yeah. Well, Frank typically got more personal fouls for running his mouth than most people. And they're alerted to it, you know?
Some of the stories, I mean, he would run. You were scared, and still to this day, are scared of Mike Holmgren.
Yes.
Frank ran his mouth to Mike Holmgren. And you have told many a story of how Frank used to run his mouth to Mike Holmgren.
Yes.
Also, just since we're talking about I've heard people talk about the officiating thing before. How can they get through to the officials that Micah Parsons is being held more than blocked?
Okay. We need to have this conversation. And I'm glad the Packers won, so this doesn't seem like sour grapes. But this dude is one of the most ferocious pass rushers in the league. Has he drawn a single holding penalty all year? I mean, I don't even know how to research that. Rob Domofsky is going to be joining us later. I will ask him because he certainly has the ability to kind of reach out to some of the people at ESPN Research to do that. But, I mean, even Matt LaFleur was flummoxed after the game. Sure, here's what he had to say about the lack of holds, because there seemed to be an obvious one late in the game on a big completion by the Bears where it seemed like Micah was being held.
I guess I don't know. I don't know. I thought there was one that certainly was questionable, to say the least.
He's trying so hard to tiptoe the line so he doesn't get fined.
The officials disagree, so it is what it is, and we just got to continue to strain and fight and try to get to the quarterback.
But a lot of times the officials do it for spite.
What?
Yeah. If you complain too much, if you constantly complain,
but I don't feel like
Micah are going to look the other way. I'm just telling you.
Does.
Yeah, Micah never complains.
No. I'm saying LaFleur. If LaFleur's in the ear of the side judge, because that's the umpire's job to make that call.
Yeah.
And I think a little bit falls on the side judge too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing especially going
they're
after
all responsible for
different
you
areas.
You guys know that for different areas.
Yeah, like I'm not expecting the back judge to be throwing a hold on Micah Parsons.
No.
You know,
yeah.
If you happen to, but again, there were a couple of times where, come on, man, like.
Yeah, no.
You're telling me this guy is the first guy ever in his career to start his first 5 seasons in the NFL to have 12-plus sacks and he never gets held?
Hey, the refs will come right back at you. I remember when I played. A handful of times. The rules were different, but they'd say, shut up and play football, you baby. And I'd be like, all right, you bleep. No, they do. They'll come back at you. It's awesome. It's yeah.
Wait, the official called you a baby?
Yeah. Yes. Is that Romanowski, that Holden mofo?
You were trying to get their attention on that?
You know what? It was in Mile High, too. I remember it plain as day, and it was such a holding call. Can't believe the ref called me a baby. I didn't know what to say. Usually I have comebacks like that.
Well, what do you expect? Because you're not expecting the official to call you a baby.
I know.
Like that, it just probably caught you off guard.
Yeah.
That's a good
totally
pop.
Off guard.
That's a good
Yeah.
pop.
Yeah.
Good pop by the official. It is a Victory Monday. Rob Domofsky is coming up in just a little bit. Do you want to talk more about Jordan Love and his role in the Packers' 28-21 victory? It is Victory Monday, brought to you by Callan, from kitchen and bathroom remodels to Infinity by Marvin Fiberglass Replacement Windows. Callan makes your home feel like a win. Request your consultation today. Call Callan.com. Victory Monday also brought to you by National Liquor Mart, 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best liquor, beer, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. 9 a to 9 p daily is when they're open. Your satisfaction is their plan of action. And Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's, Wisconsin's hometown pizza, with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's, Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian, Stranger Things pizza as well. Palermo's has your game day or maybe watching experience covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Dealing with an accident on Brewers Boulevard northbound. Just before you get to I-94, the right shoulder is blocked, so just be careful with that. Beyond that, we do have more delays heading up into the stadium interchange as well. Westbound 94, backing up from 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound slowing from 84th to Hawley Road, back on the brakes coming out of the stadium interchange to 35th. And again, heading into the Marquette interchange. Looks like we've got, a nasty little accident on 794 eastbound. Everything is off on the right shoulder, but one of the cars has two wheels up, the side wheels up on the wall, on the sidewall. So just be very careful as you're heading through there. Give them a wide berth, but it's going to be slow through that area. Traffic is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for nearly 30 years. Get the perfect holiday gift this season, a Bartolotta's gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly cloudy, a high of 26 tonight. Chance for snow showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 18. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
The Packers moved into first place in the NFC North with a 28-21 win over the Bears at Lambeau Field. Jordan Love threw for 234 yards and 3 touchdowns, including 2 to Christian Watson, while Josh Jacobs capped off a late 65-yard scoring drive with a rushing touchdown. Here's head coach Matt LaFleur after the game.
Got to give the Bears a ton of credit. We knew that it was going to be a tough challenge, and it was exactly that. It took a full 60 minutes, and we're fortunate that we made a play when we needed to at the end of the game. But, it was a back-and-forth battle, particularly in that second half.
The Packers improved to 9-3-1 and will head to Denver to take on the Broncos next week.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Do you want your car to shine like a diamond? Then you need Z-Gloss from Z-Bart. Z-Gloss gives you a mirror finish and protects your paint from everything Mother Nature can throw at it with a 10-year guarantee. Visit zbart.com for more information.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
He sounds like the Beatles.
What?
Anyone?
This is a new one on me.
Listen to his interview, the way he talks. He sounds like Paul McCartney. Ringo farted and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's a Victory Monday here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Packers victorious 28-21 over the Chicago Bears. And we mentioned this earlier about how maybe Dennis Allen's going to think twice in a couple of weeks about pressuring and blitzing Jordan Love. Against the blitz, Jordan yesterday, 8 of 11, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns against the blitz.
The thing is, if he was going to, you know that beforehand. Jordan's numbers against the blitz have been excellent all year. It's clearly they are worried about the fact they can't get pressure, even though the Packers' pass blocking isn't like exquisite. They aren't like a top 5 team. Like they knew that going in, and they died by it, just like everyone else has.
Well, here was also the problem. The Packers did excellent blocking those pressures. 0 pressures in 13 combined pass blocks, according to the Next Gen stats over at NFL.com. So even when they brought pressure or were trying to bring pressure, they couldn't actually get pressure on Jordan Love in yesterday's game. But Chewy, and we talked a little bit about it with Chris Carlin, who was on the call nationally on the radio yesterday, earlier in the show. But I just love the ability of Jordan to wipe a play away. Like, again, the 4 interceptions he's thrown, and there have been a couple more that could have been intercepted this year, Chew. But, like, the 4 interceptions have been, wait, what the heck was that?
Yeah, I know.
Right? Like, that interception was, what is he seeing? But he just has this ability to bounce back and play unbelievably well, the way that he did the rest of that game after the interception.
Well, it's good. You got to have a short memory. You got to flush it, you know? What was the first? Did it slip out of his hands?
I hope so.
It was bizarre.
I think the same part of his personality that lets him forget the interceptions is the same reason he throws it. It's a little bit of bleep it. We'll see if they make a play. Because that's the thing. Jordan has this reputation of like turning the ball over.
Yeah.
And you can see by the numbers that's not happening.
Correct.
But
it's because when it happens, it's so memorable when it happens.
It's the worst interception you've seen. And you're like, what the hell was that? But then he goes back and just dials up perfect throw after perfect throw, and you're like, well, that was so out of character. Because, 3 of the interceptions that I've seen this year are like complete bonehead plays. Like there's no reason to do that.
Yeah, and that's why he has the reputation, despite having, because usually like the interceptions for high-level quarterbacks like him are, the ball got tipped, guy caught it, took a big hit, ball bounces up in the air, ends up an interception. Not one where you're going, what the heck was that?
Well, this next game, they're going to play him different defensively because 3 plays took the Bears down. 3 long touchdown throws, right? So my guess is this next game, they're not going to put their safeties or corners on islands. They're going to make them drive the ball down the field. So I think defensively for the Bears, it'll be a totally different.
Well, it's funny, Stu, because that was such a game plan for this offense early in the season where teams would play the 2 high and they knew that they would be able to stop the run. And honestly, going back to the decision to put in Anthony Belton at right guard, that has helped because when teams go too high, the Packers are actually able to run the ball successfully. Josh Jacobs.
As they should.
Like, sign me up for this Josh Jacobs line for the rest of the season, and I'll be happy. 20 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown. Over 4 yards per carry, had a big explosive run, had a big impact on this play, on this game. Like, that Josh Jacobs stat line, obviously you hope it can get a little bit better too, but I will sign up with that because that keeps defenses honest.
Can they go 1-1? Or let me ask you this.
Okay.
They probably can't. Because Baltimore is trying to find themselves right now, and Lamar's not healthy, but that could be it could be a bigger game for Baltimore, that second to last game of the season, than Green Bay.
Very well could be.
Can they go 1-3 or 1-2? Or do they have to go 2-1?
In their next three?
Yes.
If they want to win the division, they have to go 2-1.
2-1.
I think if they go 1-2, because chances are one of those losses is going to be against the Bears. Because here's the thing about this game, Chew. This is great. This is big. But the Bears play the Browns next week, and again, the Browns, as the Packers learned, they can shock you. But the Packers need to keep winning. It's not like, they won the game yesterday, now they have this huge lead over the Bears. Like, let's say both teams win this upcoming week. Packers beat the Broncos, Bears beat, and when they play on the 20th, if the Bears win, the Bears are right back in first place, and then you're chasing those final two games.
Well, let me ask you this though, Gabe: is there a chance at 1-2 they could be out of the playoffs?
The Packers?
Yeah.
Possibly. So at 1-2,
based upon how everything else.
So they would be 10-5-1 going into that Minnesota game. Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility that exists. Yes.
The margin seems pretty thin because what is the Packers' percentage to make the playoffs at right now? It feels like it's like...
I think it's up near 90%.
Yeah. So you would need some unlikely team to be that wild card.
I guess it would depend, Chew, on what the Lions do against the Rams. If the Rams win that game, they could still go 1-2 and be in the playoff picture.
Okay.
Lions-Rams play this week. If the Lions win that game and then the Lions get up to double-digit wins...
Yeah.
That's kind of what it depends upon.
How good is Denver's D? Top five? Top five?
Best
I think it's the no. I think
Houston.
It's top five. Yeah, Houston's number one. They're a top five defense.
All right. So this is going to be a dogfight.
Oh yeah, going out there. I'm sure we'll talk about it. Going out there and playing and how different that is because it's just a different atmosphere, not just because of the stadium, because of the altitude.
And it's a late game. Correct?
Yeah, 3:25.
All right. Yeah, that's a tough place to play. Tough place to play. How big a win, though? It's not must. This is not a must win.
No, but it's, again, I think all these games are important because, Chew, I firmly believe that this team doesn't want to be a wild card. Like, I don't want to have to go on the road.
No,
I know they haven't played their best at times inside Lambeau, those back-to-back losses to the Panthers and Eagles. But I just want these home games, man. Like, going on the road is just so hard, especially when everything's a crapshoot. Everything's a flip of a coin, and a lot of these teams are pretty equal. You want every advantage that you want. And a big advantage, as always, is playing at home and playing in front of your home fans.
Yeah.
It's a huge advantage that I think the Packers...
I think it's also what it does stand for as much as it could matter in terms of seeding. It's a litmus test. This is one of the better teams in the NFL. You've beat the Lions twice. You beat a team that's in the playoffs in the Bears, and here's another opportunity to beat one of the better teams to take it to show you belong.
They have the best record in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we all think they're probably not that good, but they've got a lot of wins. They're doing it somehow.
Are you surprised they're favored?
The Packers? No. Because, again, a lot of those lines, Chew, a lot of times you're looking at quarterback play.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Bo Nix is...
Look at his pass chart from yesterday. Hoo-wee.
Not good.
Hoo-wee.
It's they're doing it with their... If they didn't have a punt return for a touchdown yesterday, they'd have been going to overtime against the Raiders.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he completed 20-plus passes for 176 total yards.
A lot of dink and dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Rob Demovsky going to be joining us next, but if you feel like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is here to help. And Mentality, they specifically help with low testosterone. They want to help men feel and perform at their very best, and they focus on free testosterone levels.
Okay, so how do you know if you're dealing with low testosterone? Well, do you have low energy and motivation, fatigue, you're just tired all the time, you have weight gain or muscle loss, especially belly fat, you feel anxious, moody, or irritable. All signs of low testosterone. Book that first appointment today. MentalityHealth.com/radio. Go through the process. And again, Mentality will focus on those free testosterone levels that a lot of doctors can't overlook. And then they ensure that the treatment is then tailored to your body. That's what I love about using Mentality, and I've used it now for years. I've got the energy. Yesterday, long day, going all the way up to Green Bay, coming back, but I've got the energy to do it. I feel like myself because I work with Mentality. They can help you out too, and if you work with Mentality, your energy comes roaring back, that belly fat burns off, the muscle strengthens, and you start to feel like yourself again. And again, that feeling like yourself part is the biggest part to me. Yes, I love to have the energy, love to have the muscle for the workouts, but just feeling like yourself, you're confident, driven, ready to tackle life. It's the best part to me about working with Mentality. So don't let low testosterone hold you back. Be at your best, not just for you, but for your family as well. MentalityHealth.com/radio is the website. MentalityHealth.com/radio to find out how to book an appointment and get started working with Mentality.
Dealing with an accident on Brewers Boulevard northbound. Just before you get to I-94, the right shoulder is blocked, so just be careful with that. Beyond that, we do have more delays heading up into the stadium interchange as well. Westbound 94, backing up from 27th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Eastbound slowing from 84th to Hawley Road. Back on the brakes coming out of the stadium interchange to 35th. And again, heading into the Marquette interchange. Looks like we've got, a nasty little accident on 794 eastbound. Everything is off on the right shoulder, but one of the cars has two wheels up, the side wheels up on the wall, on the sidewall. So just be very careful as you're heading through there. Give them a wide berth, but it's going to be slow through that area. Traffic is brought to you by the Bartolotta Restaurants, providing memorable experiences for nearly 30 years. Get the perfect holiday gift this season, a Bartolotta's gift card. Purchase yours at bartolottas.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly cloudy, a high of 26 tonight. Chance for snow showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 18. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Christmas is a time of generosity.
Kessler's wants to be generous, and we suspect that you want to be generous too. Let's team up.
This year, we're going to make it possible for you to be more generous than ever.
Number 1, Kessler's has a big selection of delightful diamond jewelry priced at $150 on up.
Number 2, great gifts at affordable prices such as sterling silver earrings, pendants, and bracelets to fit every look and every personality.
Number 3, with your purchase of more than $299, you'll get a bonus gift worth at least $90.
You can choose from a lucky 4-leaf clover pendant
or a 22-inch stainless steel curb chain, ion plated in yellow gold.
And please, please don't get all cleaned up and dressed up. This is Kessler's, your home away from home.
If you're wearing muddy boots and your pajama bottoms, that's totally fine.
We've all done it.
Come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you and our holiday hours, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
The holidays are busy. Meals to make, gifts to wrap, parties to host. When it's finally time to unwind, make it blissful with Carbless. Crisp, refreshing, and full of flavor with every sip. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, only 100 calories, and gluten-free. While it may be frozen outside, it's always flawless with Carbless. No guessing and no compromise. So whether you're celebrating with friends, hosting the crew, or relaxing by the fire, bring bliss to your holiday gatherings. Carbless, full of flavor, guilt-free enjoyment.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
With your Scaniac Planning Marquette recap, I'm Will Summers. Marquette fell 96-76 against in-state rival Wisconsin, but got strong performances from their freshmen. Adrian Stevens scored a team-high 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting, adding 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Nigel James Jr. also provided an early spark in the second half, scoring 7 points in the opening minutes and finishing with 11. Here's head coach Shaka Smart after the game.
I think that's our job as coaches, is to continue to pour belief into these guys. There's shots they can make, but we got to step up and make them.
The Golden Eagles will now face a tough road matchup against Purdue next week on December 13th.
Your business is unique, and your health plan should be too. At United Healthcare, our group health plans are built for you and your employees. Whether you're running a small startup or managing a large enterprise, we offer solutions designed to fit your needs, your goals, and your budget. Explore your options today at uhc.com/Wisconsin. Insurance coverage provided by or through United Healthcare Insurance Company or its affiliates. Administrative services provided by United Healthcare Services, Inc. or their affiliates. Health plan coverage provided by or through United Healthcare of Wisconsin, Inc.
Josh, I love the intros, but man, that's last year's intro.
ESPN's #1 source for green and gold information.
Once again, Rob.
He's cracking the whip.
We did this last time. You have to speak on the show for me to give you an intro.
You know what? You're right.
Our most musically inclined and bald guest.
I feel like a jerk. I really do. Like, that was terrible.
It's Rob Domofsky on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We enjoy talking to Rob Domofsky on Mondays here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, ESPN NFL Nation reporter for ESPN. Good morning, Rob. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Gabe. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. It's a victory Monday. Packers beat the Bears. Hard to be any better. First place in the NFC North. How impressed were you with Jordan Love bouncing back from a very strange interception to play as well as he did?
Yeah, it was out of character for the way he's played the last, month or even more. He hadn't had an interception in 4 straight games. The thing I thought was really good and interesting was just his downfield throws. Like, we saw it last week against Detroit. He started to hit on some downfield throws. He had, I think, 2 touchdown passes yesterday on throws that were considered downfield, 20 yards or more. So it's 2 straight games with those kinds of touchdowns after having 0 the first 12 games of the season. So I do think the downfield passing game has been a big spark for them.
Rob, are the Bears good?
I do. I think they are good, Chewy. I mean, I don't know that they're great. I don't know that they're, that they have a superstar on offense where you're like, we cannot let this guy beat us. But I do think they've sort of figured out how to win with the group that they have. It's a sign of good coaching, whether anybody wants to admit it, especially Matt LaFleur, whether he wants to admit it or not. It's a sign of good coaching, and I think the Packers better be ready in 2 weeks or less than 2 weeks now with 12 days to go down there and get the Bears' best shot at Soldier Field, on that Saturday night game.
After watching the Matt LaFleur press conference, when he talked about Christian Watson, I walked away from that thinking, okay, Matt wants to get the ball to Christian Watson more. Did you have that same impression, or is that just me seeing the growth that I've seen in Christian Watson and projecting my thoughts onto Matt LaFleur?
I mean, it could be a little bit of that, Gabe, but, I mean, he also wants to get the ball to Jaden Reed. He wants to get the ball to Josh Jacobs. He wants to get the ball, to Romeo Doubs, who he even brought up, really didn't, for whatever reason, didn't have anything yesterday. So, I mean, look, I think he realizes, as we all do, that Christian Watson has, an ability that, maybe not many of these guys have. And the thing that I thought was really, really good about Watson is, like, you saw him do it from the outside receiver position. You saw him do it from the slot. I mean, he put his foot in the ground in that slant and just beat his guy off the line, like a Devontae Adams would. And then his acceleration was like a Jordy Nelson would, right? Like on that play. It was, a really impressive play all the way around. And I'm sure when he saw that there was only I think there was just single safety on that play, that he probably knew he was getting the ball and had a chance to go.
Rob, it sounds like LaFleur had a little problem with the officiating yesterday. I just want to throw 3. I just want to get your take on 3 of the penalties. The Keyshawn unsportsmanlike, the Loveland interception, and the Musgrave catch. Did you agree with any or all 3 of those, or what was your take?
The problem with the Keyshawn one is it's just the classic case of you get the second guy, right? Like, I mean, that's just, I mean, I don't know how you don't see somebody put their hands on someone's neck.
The official was right there on the replay. It happened right in front of him, Rob.
Yeah, that I don't get that. had a hard time with the Musgrave one. I just did not see, I think because it was called the way it was called on the field, I thought it was hard to overturn. I think it would have been the same way if it was called, incomplete or whatever on the field. I just think it was a hard one to overturn. I did not see on that interception. That's the one where they ended up ruling it incomplete, right?
Yes, correct.
I did not. The two options I thought were, their ball with a catch or the Packers ball with an interception. I did not see incomplete.
Ball never touched the ground, Rob. Like, how can it be an incomplete pass when it doesn't touch the ground?
Yeah, I didn't. If you want an entertaining look at, someone's belief and view of the officials, go look at Wes Hodkowitz's timeline. He's, of course, the Packers.com writer. And look, I love Wes, but he works for the Packers. He's going to have maybe a little bit stronger opinions. Yeah. But Wes is just hilarious when it comes to the officiating. He is so funny. And he was obviously not a fan of Craig Wolstad's crew.
Well, since we're talking about the officiating, as we talk with Rob Demovsky here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, has Micah Parsons drawn a hold at all this season?
He has drawn a hold or two. It's not many, though, Gabe. It really isn't. And I think wasn't it the week after this was originally a topic? They called one, right? Like, okay. I can't remember which game it was, but there was a month or so ago we were talking about this with him, and he and he finally got one like the next game, and I don't know that he's gotten one since.
How is this possible that the officials just refuse to call hold? Because I know LaFleur was frustrated with one yesterday. Like, this dude is the first person in NFL history to have 12 or more sacks to start his career in each of his first 5 seasons. And somehow this is the guy that everybody's constantly blocking legally?
Yeah, so Micah actually had an interesting take on that post-game. I'm trying to find his quotes here. I'm going to have to paraphrase it because I don't have it in front of me. But he said, and this is interesting, he's like, the officials call holding when it's on the chest, like from, the middle part of your body, shoulders, outside the shoulders. They don't call it above the neck. And he said, look, I'm shorter than most pass rushers. He's only 6'3". He tends to get really low around the edge. And he said, I don't know if he's wrong or right on this, but he basically said that stuff above the head isn't holding. I don't know if he means it isn't holding because they don't call it, or it isn't holding because the rules say it isn't holding. But he doesn't seem as frustrated, or didn't seem as frustrated by it last night as he has been in previous games.
Rob, is there a case for Ingabari to be starting over Rashawn Gary? He just seems more disruptive than Gary.
For a while, or at least the snap counts were pretty even. It's just like the exposing of Rashawn Gary has been in full force the last half of the season, when started out pretty good with Micah drawing some double teams, and Rashawn has not been able to do it. Yesterday, Chewy, they played basically the same amount of snaps. Gary played 40, Enigbari played 39. So, I don't think Enigbari's sack total is very high this year, though, either. He seems to have gotten. I think yesterday was that really only his second sack. Dave, do you have the stats up? I don't have it in front of me, but I don't think he's had a ton of sacks this year.
Yeah,
but
he's only got 2 sacks.
Yeah, which I was surprised at when I looked at it last night.
He does have a sack and a half in the last 2 games.
Yeah, he's also making a lot less money than Rashawn Gary. I know you shouldn't play guys because they make money or they don't make money, but in the long-term picture, Chewy, I don't know how you bring Rashawn Gary back at the salary that he's going to make.
Well, I mean, but you can make the argument that Enigbari made 2 of the biggest plays on defense yesterday. He had the lone sack, and then he made the stuff on 3rd and 1 that made 4th and 1 happen, and the Bears throw the ball, and that leads to Keyshawn's play.
Yeah, I mean, and just when you're looking ahead to next year, I mean, Rashawn Gary's base salary is $18 million next year. They could, they'll save $10 million on their cap if they cut him, almost $11 million actually.
Yeah.
It would be close to $20 million if they did it after June 1 or designated it after June 1. I don't, I don't see how he's on this team next year. I don't see how Nate Hobbs is on the team next year at that salary. But that's those are off-season problems. They're trying to win a Super Bowl right now.
Well, I guess since we're talking about some off-season stuff, I had a thought yesterday as we were doing our pregame show, Rob. Has Sean Ryan done enough where he could potentially stick around at center? Because to me, since he started playing center and since Belton came in to play right guard, this team is starting to run the football the way they want to run the football.
Yeah, it's interesting. A couple of weeks before Elton Jenkins got hurt and when they had seemingly settled on was it Jordan Morgan starting or getting more of the snaps at right guard until he wasn't. Sean Ryan had some pretty direct comments to us, basically saying, "I know I'm done here.
Really?
I'll be playing somewhere." I'll be playing somewhere else next year. I guess I just got to get through the year and then see where I end up. And less than a month later, he's starting and playing well. At what is not necessarily his natural position. So I do think it's possible he's found a home here, but Elton Jenkins has still got to be, he's got to play. So I mean, Elton, and they seem more happy with Elton Jenkins play at center than maybe some of us think, or I just didn't necessarily think it was very good, but I do think they seemed happy with it. So it's a good question.
Well, because I guess I just assume Elton's gone because of his contract.
And he might be. He might be as well. I mean, he wanted a contract extension or at least more money.
Guaranteed money.
When he moved to center. And now he might have played his way right off the team too. But I mean, his number next year is the same thing. It's Les Garrett, $18.5 million. I mean, it's just, and it's almost all in base salary, which means they could save, and he doesn't have, he's toward the end of the proration of his signing bonus, so they'd save that whole thing if they moved on from him. So yeah, they got some questions and some things to answer on the offensive line, but Anthony Belton seems like he's settled in too.
Found your right guard for sure.
Yeah, seems like it.
What about Rashid? Is he gone for sure, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, like you can't pay all these offensive linemen, right?
Yeah.
They're paying Zach Tom. They had been paying Elton. So maybe if you let one of those numbers go, then maybe you can bring back one of those offensive linemen. But, they probably still think Jordan Morgan could be a starting left tackle. He's not a guard, but it's a big if and it's a big hope, but you better be right if you let Rasheed Walker, walk out that door.
Matt LaFleur didn't have an answer for it, but did Josh Jacobs, if you had an opportunity to talk to him in the locker room, on 3rd and 1 in that last touchdown drive for the Packers, 3rd and 2, they pitched it out to Josh, and it looks like it's going to go nowhere. There are Bears all over the place on the right side. He somehow gets through there, ends up having his biggest run of the day, a 21-yard run. Did Josh Jacobs have an answer for how the heck he got out of that situation and made a huge, impactful play?
Yeah, he actually said it was a play that was designed to go outside, and as soon as he saw the look from the defense, he's like, I knew it wasn't going to go outside, so I was like, okay, you got to press it as long as you can, meaning try to be, as patient until you can find a hole, and he said he saw.
Is there any concern with Dobbs? I mean, he didn't do much against Detroit, and in this game he had 2 targets, no catches.
Yeah. Did you guys think that one was a drop? I don't know that I did, but some people thought that it might have been a drop. I think it was. I can't remember if it was a 3rd down or not. I didn't think it was a drop, but anyway, that's a great question, Chewy. I mean, this is a guy who obviously we all know what happened last year when the ball wasn't coming his way. He does seem like he's matured. Does seem like he's grown. But, he's in a contract year, and I'm sure he wants to show somebody that he's worth something. So it's definitely one to keep an eye on for sure.
Yeah. I mean, you look at his last 3 games, Rob, 2 catches, 23 yards, 4 for 20, and no catches this last one. It's just like
what can you really complain about? Direction. He's on the field as much as anybody. Like, get open. I don't know.
Tough love from Josh.
I mean, he's getting all the snaps.
Yeah, he played 43 of the 53 snaps. Only Watson at the receiving position played more. So, Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was thinking this morning, I was looking at the snaps, and I'm like, oh, Bo Melton's basically wide receiver number 3,
yeah.
but then I forgot Romeo Doubs played in the game, and so Bo was actually number 4.
The Wicks injury, I guess, kind of caught me by surprise because then, again, Bo Melton made the great play, and they're throwing him the ball down the field. He gets an offensive pass interference penalty. Again, I love Bo. I'm glad they have him, but it's like, why is Bo Melton playing this much? And then it made more sense after LaFleur said the ankle injury for Wicks. Is there any sort of concern that this, I know he played, but he only played 6 snaps. Do they think this is going to linger, or is he still going to be good to go? Because he had such a breakout game against Detroit.
Yeah, that one caught me by surprise afterwards. And it's funny up at the press box. Somebody even said, why is Bo Melton on the field in this situation? And then he catches the touchdown pass. But yeah, I mean, some conversations in the press box, if they, would be funny sometimes with people. I know the Manning cast is great. They should mic us up and have a camera on us sometimes, because I think, it would be kind of funny. Some of the things that we say that turn out to be like wrong. Obviously we were wrong about Bo Melton, but it's, I thought, coming out of the game in Detroit, okay, Wicks is going to all of a sudden, see his role increase. But, yeah, without knowing that the injury was bothering him that bad, he practiced. I think he was limited all week. But I guess, since we don't get to see team periods, all we basically get to see is the warm-up to practice. You don't know how limited somebody is.
Did that happen on the last play on Thanksgiving?
Well, he had been dealing with that, right, even going in, right? He'd been dealing with a calf and a lower leg injury, really, since training camp. I mean, he missed almost all of training camp. I mean, he was in and he was out. Calf. But yeah, from if you just counted, practice reps in camp, I mean, he didn't do very much, and it bothered him in the early part of the season. And I think it's sort of a thing that's lingered all year. I do think, I would assume he's going to be able to contribute again at some point, especially the way he did in Detroit. But that was a surprise.
Rob, certainly appreciate the time, buddy. Look forward to talking to you next week. Should be an interesting week and a very formidable opponent coming up in Denver on Sunday.
Yeah, top 4 defense in the league, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, the Packers don't win much in Denver. The last one I can remember is the overtime game where
overtime?
Brett hit Greg Jennings on, I think it was the first play of overtime.
It was the first play of overtime. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how many other wins. Yeah, I don't know how many other wins they have in that city. I don't think it's many.
Oh, man, now I'm going to have to go back and look. They haven't won there in like 20 years, Rob. That makes me depressed. This is a bad note to go on a Victory Monday against the Bears. Come on, man.
Keep it real here. Got to keep it real. Real quick, Denver. Here we go. They won at home in 19.
Okay.
They lost in Denver in 2015. They won at home in 2011.
Yeah, they won on the road in 07.
Won in 07. Lost there in 99.
Thanks, Chew.
Lost there in 1990. They tied that was in Milwaukee. They lost there in 1984. They lost there in 1978. They lost there in 1975. That's the only win there.
And it took overtime and a Brett Favre touchdown throw in 2007. Yeah. There we go. Great research done by Rob Demovsky.
Yeah, nice.
Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll be seeing you.
Rob Demovsky joins us on Mondays here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. If you're looking for the early gift of basketball this holiday season, buy tickets to the Milwaukee Hoop Showdown, taking place Friday, December 19th, featuring Wisconsin and Villanova at 7 p.m. Before that, you get UW Milwaukee taking on South Dakota at 4 o'clock. 2 big men's basketball games, one electric night, all under one roof. Check out the Holiday Showdown, the Milwaukee Hoop Showdown happening this holiday season. Fiserforum.com/showdown, or just be caller 7 right now. Caller 7 wins 2 tickets to watch the Hoops action on Friday, December 19th. Caller 7, 800-990-3776 for tickets for the Milwaukee Hoop Showdown.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
I had nightmares at my birth mom's house. It was really scary living there. There were always drugs in the house. The police came, and that's when I was placed into foster care.
Right now in the U.S., more than 100,000 children, like Ariana, are waiting for a family.
Once I was adopted, I definitely felt safe.
Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find permanent homes for children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
The president of James Imaging Systems, Tom Tegeter.
As I reflect on the 2025 performance of the James Imaging Systems team, I'm inspired by their power of action, reliable follow-through, and ability to consistently connect with our clients. So thank you for helping our clients grow, profit, and thrive. In addition, I'm humbled by the trust our clients place in the James Imaging Systems expertise to help them succeed, now and in the years to come. As your local business technology partner, I extend my appreciation and gratitude for your ongoing loyalty. Looking forward, I feel that as individuals and as a community, if we display the power of positive action and authentically strive to find common ground, then our local communities will be stronger and our family connections will be secure and enduring. To everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless America.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Looking for a new car, truck, or SUV? Now's the time to buy, because Ewald Automotive Group's year-end sale is here. We're saying yes to the lowest prices of the year on over 1,500 new and pre-owned vehicles. Yes to 0% financing. Yes to maximum trade values. And yes to no payments until 2026. Ewald's year-end sale. Now through year-end. Go to ewaldauto.com.
To approve credit on select models. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Expires month end. You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And guess who didn't hit the hole? Zeke Elliott.
Ashton.
Well, I mean, yes. Yeah, right back there?
That's so true.
It was a direct shot. She took out the sniper rifle and just...
She got right up to me, took out a Glock, and just shot.
Yeah, right in the balls.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Victory Monday brought to you by Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza with delicious brands like Palermo's, Connie's Urban Pie, and Screamin' Sicilian. Palermo's has your game day covered. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Victory Monday brought to you by National Liquor Mart, 16th and National here in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. And Victory Monday is brought to you by Callan, from kitchen and bathroom remodels to Infinity by Marvin fiberglass replacement windows. Callan makes your home feel like a win. Request your consultation today at
callcallan.com. It is a Victory Monday all day long here on ESPN Milwaukee. Wilde and Tausch keep it rolling. Coming up next.
Problems on 794 eastbound. The two right lanes are blocked right over 2nd Street. It's an accident where it's two cars involved. One of them has the passenger side wheel